Did you feel that silence and concentration just now? How often do we get moments like that in everyday life? Being surrounded by so many people and yet feeling such tranquility. About 200 people all listening to just one note. It's a bit strange when you think about it, right? But I believe this is the essence of live music. We are focusing together and feeling a sense of connection that only happens in the moment. Every concert is a unique experience. So, my name is Tsuzumi, and I'm a pianist. I was actually named after a Japanese drum, but I chose piano as my instrument when I was 5 years old. I've been living in Germany since I was 9 and have been performing in Europe and Japan ever since. In the beginning, music was simply an inner journey that I enjoyed. I just wanted to learn and to improve. That was all. But as I began performing more and receiving feedback from the audience, I realized something very important. I'm not playing for myself alone. When someone listens, when something is felt, music becomes a form of communication. So, what exactly makes live music feel so special? There are a few key elements in this musical communication. First of all, of course, the instrument. Here we have a very beautiful Yamaha grand piano with a very clear sound. I really like it. Then there's the space we are in and the acoustics of the room. How the sound moves and how it fills the space. That makes a huge impact. And then there's me, the performer. We are constantly using both our bodies and our minds, and actually it's a pretty complex thing because we always have to concentrate on our precise finger movements, but at the same time we are listening very carefully to the music. We are feeling emotions, and we are also being creative. Additionally, there's the ambience of the room, like the flow of air, the lighting, or even the texture of the chair you are sitting on. All of that shapes how we experience the music. And finally, and I think this is the most important part, it's you, the audience. Now, let me tell you about an experiment that really shows that the listener is very important for us when it comes to a performance. In 2007, the world-famous violinist Joshua Bell played incognito in a subway station in Washington, D.C. He played a beautiful piece by Bach on his multi-million-dollar Stradivarius violin for 43 minutes. But no one stopped to listen. More than 1,000 people passed by, but he barely made $32. That's incredible. That same week, he played a formal concert, in a big and famous concert hall where the tickets were sold for over $100 each. So this story is telling us that music does need a space. It needs attention. And it needs listeners who are ready to receive it. In a way, we can say that listening itself becomes an active part of the performance. Let's go a bit deeper into the relationship between the performer and the audience. Throughout my life, I've experienced so many beautiful and precious moments on stage. Like when I play a really soft note and I can feel the whole room sink into silence. Or when a piece ends and I can hear someone in the audience whisper, "That was beautiful." Or sometimes I can hear people gasping or just simply breathing. All those things influence the way I play in real time. And you know, silence is also a very important part of music. The father of Mozart, Leopold Mozart, he once said, "The pauses are where the music lives." The moments like the tension between the notes, the anticipation, or the way we breathe together, these are full of life and energy. And as performers, we feel that. It's actually the silence that gives birth to the next sound. And you, the audience, you are not just passively sitting there. You are creating the music with us. We are sharing the same space at the same time, focused on the same thing. It's a collective experience. And it's a deeply human and social act. Now we know live music isn't something the performer creates on stage in a vacuum. It's something built together with the audience. And actually, some research even suggests when people make music together, their brain activity starts to synchronize as if they are literally on the same wavelengths. And I think something like that happens between the performer and the audience too. We respond to each other through sound, through silence, or through the air itself. There's an invisible dialogue, and this connection is what makes live music so powerful. And there's one more thing that makes live music feel so special. That music is born in the moment. Sometimes unexpected things happen on stage, no matter how well I'm prepared. But that's actually one of the most beautiful parts. Even if I make a little mistake, it can become part of music. And in this imperfection, there is a beautiful moment of tension and honesty. And as performers, we get to show our creative side, how to react on those surprises. It all depends on the condition of the instrument, on the acoustics of the room, on how I'm feeling on that day, emotionally and physically. Today I feel pretty good. And above all, on the energy of the audience, which spontaneously inspires me. All of this comes together to create a one-of-a-kind performance that can only happen right here and right now. And this uniqueness is the value of live music. So these days, we are able to listen to music anywhere and anytime on our mobiles, on streaming platforms, or through the headphones. And even instruments have become digital, so people rarely come into contact with acoustic instruments. But when a real person plays on a grand piano in front of you in this moment. There's warmth, there's breath, and there's presence. The instrument resonates, and those vibrations go through the room, through the air, and reach you, not just your ears, but your whole body. And I think this kind of resonance can only happen between living beings. And I think it's something the digital world still cannot fully replicate. Classical music is often said to be difficult or hard to understand, but I don't think we need to understand it at all. I don't think music is something to be captured with the intellect, but it's something felt with the heart. Because I believe we are not thinking beings who happen to feel, but we are feeling beings who happen to think. My professor once said that music is a sublimation of emotion without words, and that it connects us on an emotional level, not a rational one. So that's why when you come into a concert, what matters most isn't what you know. It's just that you are there. That you bring your presence and maybe a little bit of curiosity. Just let yourself listen and feel, and that's already enough. And then somewhere in that experience, you might hear a sound that touches your heart. Thank you.